Hi, we're Chris and Teresa, and we would love to guide you on your fiber arts journey. We own a successful fiber processing mill and online needle felting business, experienced at raising all fiber animals, and have renovated a 100-year-old school into a fiber arts retreat center.
Processing, needle felting, yarn, roving, fiber animals, and sustainable agriculture are all topics discussed here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for advice, information, tips, and getting your questions answered on all things from farm to needle. So pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be inspired while you learn. This is EweTube. Welcome to EweTube 168.
Live from the capital of North Dakota. Hello, here we are in, where are we?
Bismarck.
In Bismarck. We are at a Hilton in Bismarck, and we're here. We talked about this last week. Why are we here? We're here for the North Dakota Summit.
It's the North Dakota Main Street Summit.
Yes. So we are here brainstorming and networking with other business owners from the state of North Dakota.
We aren't though, because we haven't even started. This is the first night we're here.
And truthfully, we were so excited to go to the first, what was it? Social hour and get to know one another.
Thingy. We were there for 5 minutes.
We were there for like 5 minutes. We registered and we're like, yeah. So then we just left.
Then we left.
But took a little tour
It was
around.
in a cute building. I should have taken pictures.
It wasn't a cute building. Yeah, it was some type. I had to have been some type of a freight house or a railroad house because it was right next to the railway. And
it was cute, and
they renovated it.
They redid it, and it's now the library.
Super cute in Mantap. Super
Beautiful
cute.
big windows.
And tomorrow we have to be up bright and early for. Oh gosh, we have a full day tomorrow. All sorts of seminars and networking and this, that, and the next thing, speakers. And then we've been invited to the governor's mansion. Oh, and this last week, Adam, our structural engineer, came back. He was on a hunting expedition with some of his hunting buddies.
So
and
expedition. Too.
Well, they're hunting. Anyway, and they had called.
In Africa.
Shut up. They had called and they wanted to stay at the Nome Schoolhouse, and we were so.
That would have been an
crushed.
expedition.
They were so crushed that they couldn't because we had this amazing wedding there this weekend.
We need to tell the story of Adam.
I'm getting there.
Oh.
Adam is our structural engineer, and he is a pivotal part of the Nome Schoolhouse because after my husband told us that we should be committed, and we said, well, what should we do if we wanted to go ahead with this project, knowing darn well we had just purchased the school a day ago? He said get a structural engineer. So we Googled structural engineers, and dear Adam was what? How did we even choose Adam?
I'm trying to think how we found him.
I don't know.
It might have. I know who it was. It was through Kaya.
Yes, it was through Kaya. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And he came and he walked through the school and he loved the project and he gave us the big green light. It was structurally sound.
I mean, I'm sure he was
yada,
shocked by some of the things like most people, but he said it was structurally sound.
And that's all we needed to hear because that's what we needed. So
we can blame him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
For
it was
why we've gone forward.
So it was pretty cool when he came. Because he has
And I missed it.
Yes, she was gone. He had not seen the finished product. He had been there when we had the phase one, when we opened up the gym. We had our first grand opening. He was there because we invited all of the subcontractors and whatnot there, and he came for that. Him and his wife did, and that was really cool. So he was blown away. And it was, and he loved seeing because he was the only contractor that bought a brick, wasn't he? Anyway, so he was pretty tickled to see that engraved and up on the fireplace.
And he, from the beginning, we always felt that he was on our side.
Yeah. Yep.
Where other times with the other contractors, we were, I don't know.
We kind of felt like we turned our backs and they'd roll their eyes at us, maybe.
And maybe they didn't, but that was the feeling
maybe they
we had.
did, but that's okay.
Yeah. But Adam we always felt like he supported what we wanted.
Yeah.
And he understood the old building.
Yeah.
And why you'd want to save it.
Exactly. Yep. And that was kind of the main thing. And he also said that a lot of folks, when they renovate old buildings like this, they try to put antiques in and whatnot. And he said, you ladies have done just the perfect amount of decorating. He said, it's not overdone. He said, I felt like we were stepping back in time. And yeah, it was pretty cool to hear that from him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And his buddies were just blown away. So yeah, so that was fun. He really liked the woven wall. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, really?
And then it was kind of funny because he asked, well, what is that? And how long did it take? It's our the south wall in the gym is woven, wool roving. And I said, oh my goodness. I said, it is hundreds of pounds of wool on that wall. And he joked and he said, oh my goodness. He said, I don't know if it's structurally going to support that. And I told him we had a really good structural engineer, so we knew it would. But yeah,
except we never told him about we were going to do that. The weight we were putting on that wall.
We were putting on that. Well, yeah. Anywho, it's all good.
Now we're going to get turned in.
Probably
he's going to turn on us now.
Some code of something.
Too much weight on that wall. Mm-hmm. He helped us. He was one that helped us open up that wall. Yes. In between the gym. Mm-hmm. So the gym was added in 1949, and it was just one little door that opened into this hall. And then in that hall, you could see the old outside of the building, and we wanted to open up the inside so you could see that. And we it took us a while to get that figured out because we couldn't open it up as much as we wanted to. But he's the one that figured it out between him and Jimmy, wasn't it?
Yes.
That figured out how to get that opened up, and it's beautiful.
It is. Mm-hmm. It is. And it's really neat because when the hall lights are on, they're shining onto the brick of the old school brick, and it just looks nice, so nice with the new brick, which all ties together. It's really cool. Yeah. So that was fun. Mm-hmm. If you're watching, Adam, good to see you. And you must come back.
You must come and
and he said him and his wife are going to come. But
good.
Yeah, and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Gertrude Larson, we did. Oh my goodness, a year ago.
We should have looked it up.
Yeah. It was 2 years ago because she was 100. She was 104 when she came, and literally. Yeah, because it was 2 years ago, because when she came, nothing had been done, remember? We were trying to figure out how to get her up the stairs because it was rubble and disaster. What are you shaking your head? Yeah, why do you doubt this?
That was Margaret.
Oh.
This is...
Are you sure?
Gertrude. Gertrude sat in a desk in the corner of the history room.
I confused my dear old gals.
Yeah.
That
was Margaret. And we had to help her up this, and it wasn't done. This is Gertrude. And if
Gertrude was the one that had to put the lipstick on for the interview.
Yes, and she was so... Okay. She had so many wise things to say.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And I will look that up, and I will put it up here.
Yes.
So you can see which one you want to watch, because she...
Oh, that interview was... Oh my goodness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wisdom. She had so much wisdom.
And Margaret, I will put hers up now too.
Yes, because you really need to watch that. Because we were like, how is this gal? We figured she wouldn't even be able to walk, let alone scamper up. Around. Oh, she just walked over the rubble like nobody's business. It was pretty cute. She was cute. And she had memories. And
both of them.
Both of them did, yes. But anyway, I took some videos of Gertrude donated, because she's moved, she's 106, and apparently she's in a big house, still is living in a big house, where she goes upstairs to shower, downstairs to do her laundry, and it's just getting too much for her now. So she's moving not into assisted living or a nursing home. She's moving into an independent living apartment, God bless her. And so she needs to downsize. So she donated us a beautiful trunk that came over from Norway, and it's almost 200 years old, and it's all rose mold, and it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
We're not sure where to put it.
Yeah, we're still yet. Yeah, because it's huge, but beautiful shape, as well as her spinning wheel that she spun on, and her hand combs. So we have both of those amazing objects. All three of them. All three of those amazing objects. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she was a delight. And her cousin sat and visited, and I visited with them, and I took some videos.
For heaven's sake, I certainly thought they'd open the bar if they didn't open the restaurant, didn't you?
That can be arranged, Gertrude. we can stop with the coffee. Fill that cup with something else.
Well, I did tell Ruth that let's order prime rib sandwich and sort of lunch together.
Perfect.
Maybe you have to take it out.
No, I don't think you have to take it out.
Can you read it through there? What is the year?
So
1868.
1868. And this was 1827.
1827. Oh.
I mean, but here it's about it.
It tells about the rose mauling.
Yeah. Right. There's something. So I'm not making that. Oh. It's valued at $4,000.
Oh my great gracious.
And this was a few years ago.
Oh my.
But I thought this might be a little interesting.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful. We'll frame that and put that with it. Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I'm filming you, Gertrude.
And I don't know why I happened to cut this out.
That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And what is your name, dear heart, so that I get it on camera?
My name?
Yes.
Oh, Ruth Nelson.
Ruth. Yep. And you are 96.
Yep.
And and this is
Gertrude
Larson, who is 106.
that right.
You ladies are remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Let's see here.
And I don't know if it necessarily pertains to that, but when, I didn't know how many years ago, we had a curator from the University of Minnesota. He came to Fergus because in summer they would have a 2-3 day celebration, Norwegian Day, whatever day. And this one year, the featured person they had for the part of the program, they said, if anyone has anything old that you want to know about, which we didn't know about, well, we should bring it. And he would talk about it. But there were 2 items which I brought, not the trunk surely, but a basket that I have. And that was made from birch root.
Okay.
And he said the late 1700s or early 1800s, that's how old he is. And he said the reason these things become valuable because so many things, when people moved, they were broken or they were or burned in a fire, or crushed. So with this little basket, it had the cover yet, so it was both pieces. And then another piece was some needlework. And I said, well, what was that used for? And that was part of a trousseau. And he said, for baptisms, they would put it on, and for weddings. So, there must have been a few of the relatives way back who had they were not all chopping wood or sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all beaded. You know, years ago when they used to put the names of that they had dances with, they put them in there.
And that was in Nome.
And
or maybe Canby.
I don't know.
Oh no, it maybe it's more like Canby where they had lived at one time.
I don't know where it was, but she said they used to put men would ask them to dance, and then they'd put it on a slip of paper and put it in the bag. And then they'd draw them out of the bag, and that's how they kept track.
Imagine. Are we having our feet on the dance floor, on the boards from this flooring taken from the hall?
Yes, exactly. That is exactly right. Do you remember the dances up there? Did you attend the dances up there?
Oh, no.
Not anymore.
No, but you did.
Oh, yeah, at one time.
Were they still having a few big bands?
At Hillcrest, and I've got some of the original advertising cards of the big bands that came to Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides plowing and working hard, they did have a social life.
And you know, Fingal used to have a dance every Friday night, and then on the 4th of July, they had this big celebration.
I wonder if the Lutherans and the Catholics would dance together.
I don't know.
Those communities were so isolated.
Yeah.
Everyone that we ever knew.
Remember hearing of Skeeter? Mm-hmm. He used to come every other week to Catherine and entertain us. And he always had a hypnotist with him. And Douglas Johnson, they hypnotized him, and they told him he was chasing butterflies and they should get him in the net. So he was running all over with this net, catching butterflies.
Oh, oh my.
They were trying to civilize this and have a social life.
Yeah, now there's just clubs that have dances, unless it's a wedding dance or something. They still have them.
We should have dances up in the hall again, don't you think?
They used to have them here at Nome.
We should get them going again.
Yeah.
Well,
Would you come?
well, listen. I don't know how you're going to relay the floor. Isn't the floor gone?
Half of the floor. So half of the floor is still there. We'd have to get some different floor for the other half of the floor, because that's right here.
You remember when Elda, our cousin, had polio?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, she was at her sickest, and when their house was so close to the hall, you could hear the music. And they canceled, can you imagine the community, whoever was, they canceled the dance because they thought the noise from the hall would be disturbing for such a sick person.
But you know, people could walk past her window and she knew who it was just by their footsteps.
Really?
Yeah.
And who was that?
Our cousin.
A younger cousin, I don't know. She must have been about 4 or 5 years younger than you.
I don't remember how old she was.
Younger than we were.
Yeah.
You were gone for some reason during that day, but you were editing this last YouTube because they came in the morning.
I was editing YouTubes, and I've been working on the Academy surprise.
Yep.
It was just taken several days.
Which you just finished some portion of it. You still have some to do, but you're steps closer. Steps closer. Yep. Yeah, just wait, you all. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yep. And then this last weekend, I mentioned Adam and his hunting entourage could not stay. Expedition, whatever I called it. Could not stay because of this wedding. And it was a school teacher. She was a school teacher. And, it was a beautiful wedding. I mean, they're all beautiful. But for a school teacher, and it was just, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
And a dairy farmer.
I mean, they were just, they were delightful. And you'll be sharing pictures here, maybe, popping up. And then on Sunday afternoon, we had a birthday party at the school. And there was some young kids there. Of course, you know how they get bored when at family functions like this. They went into the history room, and they sat there on the desk playing school the whole time.
Oh, cute.
Precious, yes.
Yeah.
So precious. All right, and then the subscription box.
Yes, great ideas. We loved hearing everybody's what they'd like to see, and we can't wait to be able to do that.
Right. And we don't even know what of these amazing ideas we're going to focus in on and do. We're just
And we like that there was a variety of options because we want to do what everybody wants. But right now, so like this morning, before we could come here, we had to help Mary down in the mill because we have so many orders, which are wonderful.
Wonderful.
And
all you customers that have ordered from us,
amazing.
Thank you. And our Academy members.
And it ramps up from here until Christmas.
Yeah.
And
which is great. So great.
We're so excited, but we were down there helping, and we didn't want to leave her packaging all those orders, and so we did that.
And you're busy working on the Academy and getting that finished up. So we'll see where we'll come up with something. We're going to brainstorm. So stay tuned on that one. Because in the next couple of weeks, we got a lot going on.
We do. We have so many ideas. There's actually so many things that we want to do, things we want to make, produce.
That are going to be so exciting for all of you.
And
we have so many things in the works.
We have more employees. We're just trying to get organized and get everything
ramped up, and we're close. We're
organized.
Yep.
We're able to be here thanks to all those lovely people back at the school working so hard. So.
Yes. Without them, we would. We cannot express enough our gratitude to our employees and how blessed we are.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I could almost cry. I mean, it is seriously
that we can come here and not have to worry about things.
And God has just brought them and they all have talents, and
they're working together because they really care
areas
about our business. And growing it.
And they love the school. They love everything. We're like one big family, and it's it is amazing.
If you like working in mills, you can apply. Apply today.
Absolutely.
Because it's a wonderful place to work. And Nome is a wonderful place to live. So you can move here.
Goodness. Yes, it is.
And you could work right with us in the mill.
Yep. Absolutely. There's a really cute home for sale right now on the corner, right kitty corner from the school.
And lots. You could buy a lot.
Yep.
They're very cheap.
We're ever growing. It's so quiet. Oh, I love Nome. Yeah. And it's so perfectly located, right between Fargo and Jamestown, 18 minutes from Valley City. It's just 9 minutes to Enderlin. It's really, really well located. Anywho, okay. We had a question. Why do the sheep, your new sheep, keep to themselves? Why do they, Teresa?
I know we've had this so many times where we had all of the new sheep, they even ran separately. Because we had the whole flock going into this new pen, and they just ran. They didn't want anything to do.
Is it because they're new and they don't know if they've been accepted?
I don't know, but they will probably always stay
a little separate.
Together. Yeah, they'll be together
until they go to their new home.
Yeah, and you can see when there'll be 2 or even times 3 sets of offspring from the one ewe, they'll hang together. They'll always be together. So it's cute to see them in their little families.
That's awesome.
Because even sometimes when we're bringing them through the chute, and I'll be, you know, I'll look them up on my phone to see who this is. And it's like, and the next one is their mother.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
They hang together. They know. They remember.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So they just, I mean, I guess it's just like people. They know,
exactly.
They know who they
their people
belong
are.
with.
Super sweet. Super sweet. Okay, and that was the question that we had for this week. And a lot of folks, our question for the EweTube was, how is camel fiber harvested? And several got it right, and we chose Pernille. Pernille, Pernille. I think it's Pernille.
Pernille, we don't know.
But you are the EweTube winner.
Yes, you just contact us through the contact form on bearcreekfelting.com, and we'll send out your prize.
Yes, because camel fiber is combed. Camel fiber is not shorn. I had a camel. His name was Abraham. He was a back-trained camel, 2-hump camel, and I would comb him every spring with a Ferberator dog dehair comb. And he would let me do it about 20 minutes at a time. I would have him pushed down, and I would just go to town, and literally this gorgeous fluff, this underfluff, 4.5-inch staple would come off of him. And I would have a grocery bag, and I would just fill it up until...
Do you still have some?
Yeah, I do.
Why aren't you making stuff with that?
It's precious. I don't know. Yeah. I have like 2 grocery bags left of Abraham. But I also have, 2 or 3 skeins left of his baby 100% Abraham yarn that is in my stash waiting to be made into something amazing. And a good friend of mine, because I spun his first comb out that I had from him in 100%, and she made this most gorgeous shawl, lace knit shawl out of just camel. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
How is the drape on camel? Like
it's similar to alpaca, but in a shawl, it really draped beautifully. Yeah, and it was real airy. She did on bare needles with a big lace pattern to it. It was gorgeous. Yes. But I generally combine camel, because it's a camelid with wool. Yep. Probably only 20%. Camel is one of my favorite fibers to spin. It cards and spins beautifully because it's such a long staple length, and it's very, consistent in its staple, because you're combing it. You're not shearing it. And the reason you comb it is they have long, it's almost like mane type, like a horse mane, guard hairs on their neck, and kind of down where a horse has a mane, and it goes all the way up and over their humps. It's this coarse, it's like this kind of mane-like hair. And so you comb that out, and that way, I suppose you could shear them, but I don't even know how you would shear them, because it just comes off so easily. And a lot of zoos will just pull it off them, from the other side of the fence, and that's not as desirable, because it generally, half of it gets pretty matted because it's naturally sloughed off then, and to be able to comb it off, it's just amazing. And we'll demonstrate that when we get our female back-trained camel, if the board approves it. Yeah, but let's get the rest of the herd there first. Yeah.
Why? Have we?
Well, camels have, they're number 2 in zookeeper killings, next to elephants. You get a breeding pair, a bull camel and a female camel. You get a breeding pair of camels together, and that bull camel gets very territorial, and they're very, very strong, and they have such big mouths. They literally could pick Teresa up, any of us up by the head, and whoosh, whack you down like a rag doll. They're so strong. Abraham would reach up, and he tore one of these great big, like a street lamp, like halogen off the side of our barn, ripped that sucker right off. just because he was being naughty. And their lips are kind of like fingers because they're split lips, so they can use them like fingers. And he got him underneath all the wiring in the barn, and he pulled it off.
Speaking of that, we have wiring in our barn.
Yes!
That's